Well, we may all be at home, but certainly people are still communicating and education goes on in all sorts of forms. And from UCM, Gail's now joining us, Gail Corran. You're doing a bit with Facebook to keep the communication lines open, I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got something called UCM Live, and every Monday and Friday at 11 o'clock, there will be representatives from UCM in terms of the different subject areas or the different types of courses we run, who will be live on Facebook to answer all your questions. So it could be a student with our students that are currently studying and they're a little bit concerned and they want to check something out, or importantly, it could be people considering studying next year and they're wondering, how on earth can I do that? You know, it's a very difficult time to plan for the future, but UCM absolutely assures people that if they make an application to us, we will find a course that works for them. And doing this online is indicative, as you were saying, that everything is digital now. So our courses that we currently run are all occurring with sessions and lessons through Facebook, through Teams, through Zoom, through all these platforms that none of us had ever heard of before. But now, we've got more platforms than the Euston Railway Station. So we're using all those to our absolute best degree so that we can stay supporting our students, so that we can stay teaching our students. So these live sessions are a chance to ask any questions, and each one's got a different focus. So for example, tomorrow, Friday at 11 o'clock, it's our student services team. So they're going to be able to ask questions about student support, fees, funding, all those sorts of things around the learner support. But to be honest, whatever the session is, whatever your question is, please just log in at 11 o'clock on a Monday and Friday. And if the staff who are there at the time is not their area, we'll make sure we get that question and we get it answered for the person straight away. So yeah, we're hoping it's of value to folks and a way to keep them assured, to keep them informed, keep them connected.
What is the new normal with UCM at the moment? I mean, I did an interview yesterday about people making the scrubs and all that sort of thing, but
yeah, that's a fabulous project, isn't it? Yeah, well, I mean, the campuses themselves are closed down, and there's occasional access, but we're not conducting any teaching and learning on campus. So we have students from our foundation students right through to our master's students who are linking with their tutors, linking with learning resources digitally through the various platforms. And, like I'm sure like everybody, there's things about that really work. We're learning a lot about the power of working with people through those mediums, and we're learning things that we want to do differently. So going forward, we imagine that a blended approach is probably what we're going to get out of this. But right now, our concern is that existing students feel supported, feel they have everything they need to still do well on their assessments and complete their courses. And we're really focusing on students that are thinking about studying in the future, whether they be higher education students, whether they be level 3, 2 students, our apprenticeships, our vocational courses. We want to assure them that there is a future, and the way to find out the details about that, even though some things are still in the planning because we don't know how long this will go on for, they will have something of value to do if they come and study at UCM.
And we're all waiting to hear from the Minister exactly when education is coming back on. I mean, even when it does, the new norm will be, in a sense, social distancing to some degree. Will you have to work out all those sort of things?
Yeah, I mean, you hear a bit. I mean, it's got this sort of conversations going on around the world, and it's certainly going on here with our minister and amongst ourselves, which is, maybe we utilise the physical campuses differently so that you have students and staff split over different days. So there's just less people in a given space than there was in the past, so that social distancing is easier to deploy. So I mean, there's an awful lot of creative thinking going on to adapt to this new normal that we keep calling it, even though we don't know what that really is still.
And obviously, you really want people to engage, as you already said, for people who are wanting to start. Well, what would be September, and who knows what's going on, but that's still your priority, to get people in the pipeline and to keep the whole place going, I suppose.
Absolutely, and to keep in mind the world that students who are graduating. So, there's been a lot of talk about the future of work and what skills are needed. I mean, we've been having these conversations for years about how to prepare students for a future that's changing quickly. Back in our day, things didn't move quite as quickly. But now we've got a whole other sort of driver to think about here, because the Isle of Man's economy is going to be changed irreversibly, possibly, but certainly dramatically because of the COVID virus. So what organisations, what companies, what employers need and what skills they need from their employees is going to change a bit. So the landscape is changing, and we need to be right on our toes that we're not only supporting students in their education and their studies, but we're supporting students to prepare for a different world of employment, a different economy that may exist ahead.
So if people want more about your Facebook grouping and these chats, is it just under UCM, is it?
Yeah, UCM on Facebook, it's the first thing that comes up. On our website, we've also got the list of the focuses for each of those Friday and Monday sessions. So if you've got a particular type of course you want to do, you can look on that list and think, yeah, that's when I'm going to hear about construction, about art and design, or whatever it is. But as I say, if you want to come on and watch all of them, you can ask any question and we'll answer it in some way. But yeah, this Friday it's student services. Monday it's the construction industry. It's the first sector to open up. But in many ways, learning the skills of construction and training and teaching them is something we're going to have to adapt in an era of social distancing. And then the following week, we're into art and design and so on and so forth. So rather than me list them, it's best just to pop onto the website and see which session suits your needs best. Yeah.